Hello friends, welcome back to channel NEET. Today we are going to continue with the chapter that is known as biological classification. Today is lecture number 7 and we are discussing the topic regarding kingdom Monera. In previous videos we have covered about the history of kingdom Monera, general characteristics of kingdom Monera, and we are dealing with the topic of classification of kingdom Monera, where we have covered about archaebacteria, actinomycetes and rickettsia. In today's video we are going to see about Chlamydia. So today's topic that we are going to deal is Chlamydia. So let us start with Chlamydia. So we'll be seeing the details of the topic Chlamydia. So let us start with the first point. These group of organism were considered as viruses, but they are bacteria. So this is the first point that you should remember. They are bacteria and not the viruses. Let us see the second point. Why they were considered as viruses? Why they were considered as viruses? They were considered as viruses because of the two important point what they show: filterability, and the second point, second property, unable to grow in cell free media. So they cannot divide if the chlamydia are not inside the cell. So because of these two property, what was seen in chlamydia, they were considered as virus and not as bacteria initially. So let us see the third point. The initial name that was given to this group of bacteria was Bedsonia. So now just quickly revise the important points regarding chlamydia. Okay, so these are group of organisms which were generally considered as virus. Okay, people thought they are virus, they are not bacteria. Okay, fine. But as the progressive study of the scientific approach what we have got, we have classified them under bacteria, not under viruses. We have not classified them under viruses. Please remember this particular point. Okay, now why were they kept under bacteria? Now why the people thought initially that these were bacteria? Okay, the first point is the filterability of these particular organism, and second point is that they are unable to grow. They are unable to grow in a cell free medium, means they will only survive within the cell. They don't have capacity of actually surviving outside the cell. Therefore these were the 2 points on the basis of which they consider this bacteria as virus. I repeat, but these chlamydia are bacteria, they are not virus. Okay, now let us see the third point. Okay, initially these were given a specific name. These group of bacteria were given a specific name, and that name was Bedsonia. Now this name has some history. Okay, let us see why the name was given as Bedsonia. Let us see the fourth point. Let us understand how chlamydia got the name that is known as Bedsonia. Okay, so we are going to discuss how they got the name which is Bedsonia. There was a very famous scientist named as Sir Samuel Philip Bedson. He was an British microbiologist, biologist. Third, he is considered as one of the most emeritus professor for bacteriology at University of London. Let us see the next point. He was extensively working on bacteria named as Psittacosis. This bacteria was then classified under chlamydia. Due to his extensive work on Psittacosis bacteria, in the honor of him, chlamydia was initially known as a group that is known as Bedsonia, because his surname suggested that. So Bedsonia, a group of organism, was given a name in the memory of Sir Samuel Philip Bedson. Let us see the next point. Bedsonia group was finally changed to genus Chlamydia. So let us now just quickly revise the important points that why the group Bedsonia was raised. Okay, the person who has done extensively research on Bedsonia was Sir Samuel Philip Bedson. He was a British microbiologist who is considered to be one of the most eminent professor for the subject bacteriology at University of London. So he was one of the pioneer in the field of bacteriology. So Sir Samuel Philip Bedson has extensively worked on bacteria named Psittacosis. Now this bacteria was classified under chlamydia. Okay, before the chlamydia, this name was given to the group of bacteria. They were known as Bedsonia, and finally the name Bedsonia got changed to genus Chlamydia. Now we will see some characteristics of the bacteria which are going to get classified under chlamydia. Let us see the salient feature of chlamydia. So let us discuss what are the salient feature of chlamydia. First point, bacteria which were grouped under chlamydia have ability to infect humans. So they used to infect the humans. Second point, in humans they used to cause a disease named as psittacosis, lymphogranuloma, trachoma. So this was a disease that was caused by chlamydia. This particular disease, it was considered that it is caused by virus. So this particular disease is also known as PLT disease. Third point, it was thought that PLT disease was caused by PLT virus, but it was not an virus, it is finally an bacteria which was responsible for causing the disease psittacosis, lymphogranuloma, trachoma. Let us see the fourth point. Cell wall has two layers, outer layer, inner layer. Outer layer will give stability and rigidity. And inner layer is selectively permeable, as in most of the bacteria. In chlamydia, the outer layer of the cell wall was made up of lipopolysaccharide. So let us now just quickly revise the salient feature of chlamydia. Okay, these were the bacteria which were grouped under chlamydia, and they have an ability to infect the humans. So means these are disease causing bacteria. In humans, they cause a disease. The name of the disease is very important: psittacosis, lymphogranuloma, trachoma. Fine. Basically, whenever you are going to get a word OMA, it generally represents a kind of a cancer. Fine. So lympho means lymph nodes are going to get disturbed and destroyed. Granuloma, you can see some pigmentation. Okay. And trachoma, it relates with an eye disease. Just therefore the word lymphogranuloma trachoma. Okay, and the causative agent psittacosis. Therefore the short form becomes PLT. Okay, so the disease is PLT disease. So initially scientists thought that PLT disease was caused because of PLT virus, but it was caused because of bacteria and not because of the virus. You should remember this. Okay, cell wall of chlamydia group of bacteria is divided into outer layer and the inner layer. Outer layer is specifically for stability and rigidity, which is going to give the toughness to the cell wall. Inner layer is selectively permeable. Okay, very important point is that over here its outer layer is made up of lipopolysaccharide. Okay, generally the cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan, but here of chlamydia it is made up of lipopolysaccharide. So this point becomes important. Now we'll see more salient feature of chlamydia. Fourth point, they are negative bacteria. Fifth point, chlamydia lacks cytochrome, hence they cannot synthesize their own ATP. So they cannot produce their own ATP, and thus they require host cell to produce ATP, from which they can take ATP and they can reproduce. Sixth point, we can see two types of bodies in chlamydia. The first is elementary bodies, and the next is reticulate bodies. So these are the two types of body that we can see in the bacteria of chlamydia. Elementary bodies are generally inert means they are non-active. Fine, so inert or non-active, whereas reticulate bodies are metabolically active. Now why do they have to be metabolically active? Because they require ATP. And why do they require ATP? For their reproduction and to survive. So reticulate bodies are bigger in size as well compared to elementary bodies. So they are bigger in size, therefore they have more amount of DNA as compared to the elementary bodies. So they have less amount of DNA. So this will be having less DNA as compared to the reticulate bodies. Let us see the 7th point. Chlamydia are also known as energy energy parasite. Parasite. Okay, so this word is very very important, since they cannot make their ATP inside their own body. So let us revise the points regarding chlamydia. Okay, they are gram negative bacteria. Chlamydia is going to lack cytochrome. Cytochrome is very important for the production of ATP. If this molecule is not there inside the cell, they cannot produce ATP. Therefore, they don't have, they lack. So they don't have, okay, cytochrome. Since they cannot produce their own ATP, for the production of own ATP, you require cytochrome compulsory. Since they cannot produce their own ATP, they require the help of the host cell. They require the help of the host cell, from which they could take help and they could produce ATP. Once this bacteria take ATP from the cell, okay, and they can reproduce also inside the cell. There are two types of body what we can see in chlamydia. Okay, the first is the elementary body. The first becomes the elementary body, and the next is the reticulate body. Reticulate, this means jalidar. You can see a web like appearance. Okay, net like appearance is reticulate. Okay, the first is an elementary body, the next is an reticulate body. This is inert or inactive. Elementary body is not at all active. It is smaller in size as compared to the reticulate body, and the DNA what is present inside the elementary body is very less as compared to what of the reticulate bodies. These are really active. So before entering the cell, elementary body is inactive. So after entering the cell, elementary body gets converted to reticulate body and they become metabolically active. And if they are going to be metabolically active, they are going to produce ATP, and once they produce the ATP, they can reproduce. Okay, fine. For that sense, they require more amount of DNA. Next point, these are also known as energy parasite. It is simple why they are known as energy parasite, since they cannot produce their own ATP, so they require the help of the host cell for giving up the ATP. And once the host cell is going to give them the ATP, they can reproduce and they can survive. So they require an organism for getting the energy, therefore they are known as energy parasite. So now we'll see some examples of chlamydia. So let us see types of bacteria and the disease which is caused by these bacteria, which is grouped under chlamydia. So let us see the diseases and the name of the bacteria. So here we will see the types of bacteria and the diseases which are being caused by them. First, chlamydia trachomatis. The disease which is caused by them is generally ocular disease related to eye infection or eye diseases. Second is genital, related to sexual parts. So this bacteria, chlamydia trachomatis, has an ability to infect your eye or either your genitals. Second, chlamydia psittaci could cause pneumonia and influenza. Both diseases we could relate with lungs. Third, chlamydia pneumoniae. Chlamydia pneumonia could cause sinusitis, it could cause pharyngitis, gitis, it could cause bronchitis, and it could also cause pneumonia. So let us now quickly revise the names, the types of the bacteria and the disease which they could cause. So there are three types of bacteria. The first is Chlamydia trachomatis, the first one, which is going to cause the disease which is ocular, okay, and it is related to the genital sexual part. So the problem could be either in the eye region or in the sexual part, that are the genital region, okay. Chlamydia pitaceae relates with the parrots. Okay, this is one of the disease that is being transferred by parrots. To remember this, Chlamydia pitaceae is being transferred to human by parrots, okay, which are generally the disease that are caused by this Chlamydia pitaceae are the influenza and the pneumonia. So these are the two diseases that has been caused, both related with the lungs, okay. The third one is Chlamydia pneumoniae. Chlamydia pneumoniae is going to cause sinusitis, it is going to cause pharyngitis, it is going to cause bronchitis, and it is going to cause pneumonia. Fine. Whenever you get a word which is known as itis, you understand that this means inflammation. Inflammation. What is inflammation? Inflammation is nothing but swelling, okay, fine. So here we have covered the topic about chlamydia in details. So we'll stop up here today. Hope you like today's video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.